I've been seeing some videos on my For You page, and I think that it is finally time to discuss the female loneliness epidemic. Because I know the men have had their own thing, and I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not a man, right? But I will say that the men are more built for it than us. We are not built for this shit, ladies. We don't know how to be alone. These men have been bottling up their emotions and not sharing them with anybody since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. Some of us have never done that. We've always had someone to talk to, a friend, a family member, a significant other, something. And it seems like in 2025, the girls are running out of options because the dating market is terrible. Y'all are literally making fun of girls that are in happy, healthy relationships, saying that having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Miserables. And then y'all also don't have any friends, because anytime somebody reposts something that you disagree with, oh, that's how you feel about immigration policy, you're not my friend anymore. Now y'all don't have any freaking friends. Like, it's not gonna end well if your requirement for somebody to have a relationship with you is that they have to be on the exact same page with you 100% of the time. No one is. We are all people with our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and ideas. And if you don't respect that in another person, then of course you're going to be by yourself. There's no one else that's going to fit that mold. I'll have to learn healthy communication skills. You have to learn healthy relationship skills. Go to therapy if you need to, do something. But if you are sitting at home right now and you don't have 5 friends that you can call, no man, and your family members just don't get you, I promise the only common denominator in all of those scenarios
is you.
Is.
The interesting thing about the female epidemic, loneliness epidemic, is that the fact that a lot of women tend to not hold on to a relationship a lot longer, especially friendship, in that sense that a lot of females don't have a lot of friends, because sometimes the jealousy has a thing to play, and sometimes you guys are just plain mean towards each other. I know you always say, oh, women stick together, or we almost need to be together, but it's like, at the same time, it's not true, because sometimes, I will show you guys some example. Women can be the most evil people towards each other. It doesn't make sense. There's a reason why there's going to be a female lonely epidemic, because this is a thing. You cannot come here and tell me that's not a thing or that's not a problem. It is such a problem, especially men are getting tired of it, because they're seeing now on social media, you're seeing all this, how the dating market does not favor men, and a lot of men are not putting up with all this bullshit anymore, and that's unfortunately
women. Can't we just be honest about the fact that a lot of girls aren't lonely because they can't find a decent man who's respectable, or men aren't men anymore? They're lonely because the expectations of what they want out of a relationship do not equate with who they are in relationships. You say you want a man who's emotionally mature, but whenever you're losing an argument, you start crying. That's emotional manipulation. Some of y'all want a man who's consistent, but you don't even post content consistently, let alone go to the gym consistently. And don't get me started on the meal plan you said you were going to start 3 weeks ago for your winter arc. You want a man with great communication skills, but you crashed out on the last one because you thought he was gaslighting you or manipulating you, or he was a narcissist. Stop letting people get you out of character. That means you don't have good communication skills. All I'm saying is you can't expect a high-value partner when you are not a high-value partner. This fantasy idea that all the men are the bad ones and all the girls are just 10 out of 10s waiting for someone perfect. You're not perfect. 10 out of 10 is perfect. You're not perfect. And neither is the man that is also on your level. But you won't even give him a chance, because in your mind, you're a 10 and he's a 5. But in reality, you're both 6s. Sit with that. The uncomfortable truth here, ladies, is that the dating market and the men are not the only problem. For a lot of the girls, self-awareness is the problem, because you can't want better when you're not better.
Yeah, you hear that? Self-awareness. And that is the one thing. Before, like, me and my wife got together, right? And when we're dating, I had to teach her self-awareness, because I'm like, dude, you need to be self-aware of certain things, because she's not. There are times, yes, like a lot of time, women, you guys lash out, you guys say things, you guys do a lot of stuff, but you guys expect so much more. But at the same time, you don't look at yourself and try to see that what am I lacking, in which area am I lacking in the relationship? How can I do things to get better in the relationship? Self-awareness is such a powerful thing. And yes, a lot of women do gaslight men all the time. Not all men can be narcissists. There are going to be narcissist men, just as the same. They're going to be narcissistic women. It happened. It happened in both sides. And a lot of women do not see themselves as that because they don't see themselves as being in the wrong. It's never their fault. And all the time, they use men as a scapegoat all the time. And it's like, maybe you are the common denominator. Have you ever thought about that? Like, how can all your relationship be so poor and so bad that to a point that you're calling all of a sudden start blaming all men and shit, all men and this. Like, what about you?
Why would I want a man when I can eat a crispy Diet Coke with chicken tenders and Annie's mac and cheese with peas on a Saturday night? Don't forget to add your True Line. Like, this is what dreams are made of.
She can't be real serious. You can do that with a man. Like, what the hell? Just say you're lonely. Just say you can't get a good man. You can't get any man. No one wants you. It's as simple as that. Like, the fact that you're blaming that on a man because I can sit here at a Saturday night drinking Diet Coke and got my meal, and because who needs a man? This is a life. Come on, like, let's be fucking for real, bro.
Singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women. Like, a room full of singles.
Look at that.
And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Or
no.
Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low-key, like nervous.
Welcome to the women's loneliness epidemic. That's what you're experiencing right now. We are witnessing the women's loneliness epidemic. That's who's really lonely, not men, and we're watching it in real time.
And the crazy part about this, women will find a way to blame men for their loneliness and their loneliness epidemic because they seem to think that we are at fault about everything. Because men weren't good enough, they ain't shit, you know? They weren't helping us, they weren't doing enough anything. That is why we're so lonely. That can be a thing too. That could be very detrimental that you start pointing the finger because you didn't take a good look at yourself. Yes, there are a lot of these single events really culminate with just women showing up. A lot of men are not going to show up and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go single event. No, because a lot of times those men are like, nope, I'm not even going to expose myself like that. Nope, I'm not even going to feel like it makes them look so bad at the same time. Like, it's just, they're not going to do that because at the same time, they could be like, all right, bro, like whatever, I'm single. That's fine. I can deal with that. Like, I can live with that until I find someone. A lot of men can do that. Like, a lot of women's like just desperate sometimes. Like, okay, I need to find a man and to find a good man because the clock start ticking and all of a sudden they start happening. It's like, I can sit here all day in the room and don't mind anything and just do whatever I want to do and literally play video games, watch anime, do a bunch of crazy stuff. But some women, they cannot do that, right? Because they need something, they need connection, they need somebody to talk to, express to everything. Guys, we can just keep our mouth shut days and don't say anything.
So I watch these videos from women that come across my For You page. I'm like, a lot of you are going to have to settle like greatly. Now, even beyond the point of debating whether or not men should be providers, like let's just say I agree, like men should be providers, right? The life that you want provided for you, only so many men can do that. Clearly, I crunch the life out of these numbers, yo. I'm talking about living in a house, you know, shopping trips, paying for all the food, you know, nice clothes, stuff like that. I factored in stuff like, you know, you being attracted to them. That's like 0.8%. You know what I didn't even factor in? Height. So it's like if you want a man over 6 foot, you're going to have to go for like 0.14% of 0.08%. Then remember, they're going to have to be attracted to you, which I'm not even going to do it. Let's just assume you're like the most beautiful woman in the world. And factor in like, oh, they got to treat you right, be emotionally intelligent. It's probably like less than 0.0. These odds are not looking good. And I feel like anytime a man says this, like people are like, oh no, he's trying to like lower women's standards, so we date him.
No
relationship. Okay, so I don't need any of that. What I'm saying is like now we talk about, ooh, there's a male loneliness epidemic that no men actually care about. I think maybe in like 10 to 20 years, I think there's going to be a woman's loneliness epidemic, like on a very serious note. based off what you're saying, like assuming that you're not just like lying on the internet, then being completely different in real life. Because again, in real life, I've never really ran into women who are like super into having a provider or anything like that. Just going off the internet, like, bro, a lot of you are going to be disappointed because, mind you, a lot of you, like, again, like these men also have to be attracted to you. You know what I mean? I made a video on my backup account about it. Like, it's not looking good.
It doesn't look good because yes, all the men that a lot of women are trying to get, it's really really hard. There's only a small fracture out there, and unfortunately, that's the reality. It is, but this internet age has poisoned so many women's mind about what to expect from men. But at the same time, it's like you have to go out there and experience it yourself. You have to be the one to be able to understand and literally use your context clue. I'm just gonna say that, right? And be a good person, like a good sense of judgment person. Like you have to have that good sense. You also have to be self-reflective, meaning learn from your mistakes, learn from what happened towards you, or just go through scenarios in your head and see why like this happened. Did I do something? Try to be reflective towards stuff. Hey, that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this female lonely epidemic because it's getting crazy. Peace out.